The Immaterial Games podcast with these guys.
Let's just get straight into this, I think. Because we've been warming up all day.
Have I?
Maybe. I don't know. This is the
What have I
Immaterial
done today
Gamers
since getting up?
podcast. What have you done today? You've watched TV.
I watched TV, played
And
GTA, played Minecraft.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a lazy day. It's my first day off.
That's how it works, though, isn't it? Yeah. As we're talking, it's the Immaterial Gamers podcast, episode 85.
85. What are we doing for 100?
I don't know what we're doing for 100. That's 15 weeks time's problem.
Roughly.
You know, who knows? We might not be around in 15 weeks' time. Scary, scary global panic. On the day that we're recording this, Donald Trump has been tested for the bug that you're not really allowed to mention on YouTube, because if you're not an official source, they drag your algorithms down, which is going to be hilarious for a little bit later on today, but we'll do introductions. Hi, I'm Ryan. How are you doing? All good? Good. And with me today is Stefan, as you can hear.
Yoda.
Yeah?
Yoda.
So that
I
works.
feel like I've just said Yoda.
Yodor, the 90s hipster variant of Hodor from Game of Thrones. Yodor.
So, I think like how everyone says men look younger when they shave.
Yeah.
I saw a thing yesterday of Yoda when he has a shave and then baby Yoda.
Sure. Not sure how that
Shave.
works.
He'll have to shave quite a bit and change
How
the
he
colour of
reverses
his skin
aging by
slightly.
about 950 years, but you know.
His race so needs a name.
I think it's actually quite cool that you're able to get away and just, get away with it. Oh, what is he? Oh, he's an alien. No, what alien is he?
Baby
We never
Yoda.
asked.
Baby Yoda.
He's Mandalorian. No, he's not. That's the warrior humany looking people. Don't try that, you silly people.
But the thing is, in the whole Star Wars universe, let's say, the ape ascendant aliens in it, all look human. How the hell do they know each other differences? Apart from nowadays, the Mandalorians are all clones.
Well, there are clones or warrior race or stuff like that. It's,
Come on, even the Saiyans had a tail.
Yeah, had a tail and an aversion to the moon,
Yeah. I find that really weird, the monkeys that had werewolf syndrome.
Yeah, like lycanthropy.
You think it's a giant ape, it's not. It was an actual wolf.
Primatophy? Lycanmatophy. I'm just trying to think of it like combining, the werewolf sort of thing with, it's to be a lycanthrope.
It's a were-ape.
A were-ape. But were means man. Wait, yeah, no, you're right. He's a man-ape. Yeah, he's a were-ape. Man-ape. Oh, perfect. We've figured it out. We figured out the puzzle 4 minutes into, our 85th podcast.
I love the fact my computer's just come up now saying, "You've got a package from Amazon coming." It arrived like 2 hours ago, but thank you.
Thank you very much, Windows 10 and your linking of bloody calendar to Amazon. Gits.
I don't even remember saying they could do that.
No, I didn't either, but it happened. But
They're doing it through Chrome. It's linked it through the Chrome.
Oh, Amazon. They're everywhere. And one podcast will bring on Steve to defend it, but
I'll defend it.
I'll defend it as well. They actually.
I have to admit, I like Amazon. I get toilet roll from Amazon.
I actually want their drone service. You got toilet roll from Amazon?
No.
No.
Messy.
I was about to say you wouldn't have had a chance. £99 for a packet of 60.
Oh, I've seen.
Yeah, that's clearly an Amazon Marketplace thing.
Pack of something was like £114.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, so as you know, due to the global crisis that can't be named,
The
for
global
algorithm
crisis
purposes.
is called toilet paper shortage.
Yeah, there is an international toilet roll shortage, which, as we would call that, a load of shit. But anyway,
should realise the public toilets at work just rub it.
Yeah. So that's how it is. People are panic buying, staying in their homes. The president of the United States has been tested for the disease that can't be mentioned, and things are going.
It neither came back positive or negative.
We are unaware. It's just that he's been tested. To be fair, whatever he says, don't believe him. It's a simple.
It'll come back that he's a what's it?
He's a Dorito.
It's a mix.
He's a Chex Mix. Yeah, Donald Trump is Chex. Anyway, yeah. So because of that, it's pretty simple. What it's a gaming podcast. So we're going to be talking about a big piece of news in terms of a cancellation, and ask a question in regards to the viability of said event anyway. But before that, we will move on to what's been played, starting now.
What's being played?
Ryan, what's
So-
you played?
Well, thank you for asking, Stefan. Just remember that later on I will also ask you the same question. So, what I've played is a weird little quirky game called Murder by Numbers. And I feel that
sounds
needs to be
interesting.
said in an echoey voice, so I will add that in later. But, yeah. Murder by Numbers. Were you going to ask what is that?
I said it sounds interesting. More than
Huh?
anything else.
Yeah? So, let's get this straight in. Very quick to do on this. Do you like the Ace Attorney games?
I've seen you.
That's-
I don't mind watching you play them, but I can't play them myself.
Okay.
It's not something
So you're not
I don't like sitting there and reading.
So you're not a
story.
visual novel fan?
No.
Okay. Do you like nonograms or Picross puzzles?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
The ones where you've got a grid of squares and you've got number clues on the left-hand side and on the top, and you have to make pictures based on those clues?
I don't mind that. Okay, yeah, it's picture puzzles. I've done a few, but not a lot.
Ah, right. So, yeah, it's a mix between them. So, whereas Ace Attorney was effectively a point-and-click adventure game with a visual novel in it, and how Danganronpa, which is another sort of one of these investigation games, was more of an action-based puzzler while also being a visual novel. Murder by Numbers is a visual novel with a puzzle element in terms of how you find the evidence. Because it fits straight into the same sort of situation. The evidence
Wait,
that
so
you
you-
get in the game is, or like the pictures that you make are then the bits of evidence or,
So, in other
items
words,
that you would use.
If you're looking at a murder and then all of a sudden you can make a crow, and the picture makes a crowbar, the crowbar could have been the weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very early on in the game, the escape room aspect of it was like you're locked in a canteen and you need to find a way out to the crime scene. So you do one of the puzzles and the answer is an air vent, which you then crawl through. But we'll rewind very, very slightly. The game involves two characters majorly at this point. The first is a robot called Scout.
I like that.
I've forgotten what Scout stands for, but Scout is a little bit, it's very 90s for a robot. I think very sort of Johnny Five, except floats in the air rather than wheels around on treads. Scout wakes up in a garbage tip with no memory of who they are and what's going on, and very, very limited visual recognition, which is played for laughs almost immediately. The other main character is the woman called Honor. She's a actress playing a detective on a famous TV show in 90s Los Angeles, and is a recent divorcee. Her co-star is a bitch, and her friend is the showrunner who fires her due to reasons. I haven't fully played through the first case yet, so I can't really say much. So she's a fake detective, but her paths cross with Scout, who mistakes her for a real detective, and shenanigans.
By the way, I just googled this just to see what we're actually on about more. And for some reason, I got more of the TV show.
Okay.
Murder by Numbers was a TV show.
Weird. But yeah.
Oh, it was a film. 2 hours long.
That was Jeepers Creepers, wasn't it?
Oh, it's Murder by Numbers, 2 hours long. It was a drama filler. Came out in 2002.
Yeah, well, that's not the Murder by Numbers that we are talking about here today. Oh yeah, psychological thriller film starring Sandra Bullock, Ben Chaplin, Ryan Gosling, and Michael Pitt. Wow. No, we mean the game Murder by Numbers. But yeah, straight off in the game, her friend showrunner is murdered, and she's immediately blamed for the death. So she goes out to not only clear her name, but she wants to find out who killed her friend. And I'm going to assume throughout the rest of the game, work with Scout to figure out some big conspiracy, because they always go to a big conspiracy.
Okay.
And, and work with Scout to find its creator as well. But the first interaction, it just sets the tone for where this is in terms of the maturity scale. Because if you, so let's have a look. We have a look at Ace Attorney, which is very, I wouldn't say initially family friendly because it deals with murders, but the jokes are a little, they're friendly, all ages sort of stuff. Danganronpa is on the other side. Wow, okay, its violence is very pop-arty with pink blood rather than red, but it's very mature in terms of subject matter.
Yeah.
In terms of that game. Murder by Numbers goes down the idea of being more mature than Ace Attorney, but less mature than Danganronpa. Straight away in the first puzzle. Honor loses her car keys. She meets Scout in this car park of this film studio that they're at. Scout says, "Oh, I've got the ability to visually recognise where stuff is. I'll be able to help you out." You do your first puzzle, and it plays exactly like a nonogram puzzle does. So for anyone who's unsure on that, you get given a grid, usually of even size, generally 10 by 10 or 15 by 15. Some games play around with that a little bit, some play around with the colours and how the clues work, but this is sort of basic Picross nonogram stuff. So you've got this blank grid, and you have clues on the left-hand side of the grid and on the top of the grid. And they give you a clue as to how many blocks should be filled in consecutively on each row and column. And you have two ways of being able to do this. You have a pen, which you use to fill out the spaces, and then you've got the cross, which you can use to blank out spaces that you can't fill in. Yeah. And when you do, the idea behind these is when you fill out the puzzle correctly, it then turns into an item or a picture or something like that. Most nonograms, it's like, oh look, this is a bird, and this is a house, and this is so on and so forth. I complete this first puzzle. Well, you do a couple of tutorial puzzles to get Scout's visuals back online before it wakes up in the tip. But this puzzle that you do with Honor, you fill it out and it's great, and it looks silvery white, and it's got a little string on the side of it, and it comes up and it goes, puzzle solved, car key? I'm like, okay, I get that Scout might not be sure of what a car key is. And It goes, I found it, Honor. It's in your purse. It's right there. And then it just pops up on the bottom. Honor's response is, that's not a car key, it's a tampon. And the joke could just end there, but Honor then does the Johnny Five from Short Circuit sort of response, and it's just like, tampon, absorbable thing that does it. It's like, no, stop. It's like
that. Any robot does that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like they're learning.
Yeah, but that straight away is the sort of thing. It's like, yeah, it's a murder mystery, but it doesn't take itself so seriously, to just do stuff. And I like the sort of the 90s vibe as well, so no one's going to be walking around with, mobile phones and smart cars and stuff like that.
She just walks around with Scout.
Yeah.
Something that's probably just as bad.
Yeah, I understand on that, but I mean, you can look at Scout and you can see that it's clearly like a 90s robot. It's like virtually a microwave top with a couple of...
Microwave top? It looks like you've got a tube telly for the top.
Yeah.
A cassette player or a radio at the bottom. With the cheapest, solar power you could. And stick a load of TV aerials on the back of his head.
Yeah. Fair.
And then stick torches what meant to make him look like he's flying on them.
Yeah. But it's like a tape player as well, I can see, in an old little dish. But
it kind of looks like a radio.
But yeah, no, I kind of like it. I like the sort of the 90s aesthetic. I like the fact that it's, outside of doing the nonograms, it is effectively an Ace Attorney Danganronpa game. Question people, counter them with the evidence that you find through the puzzles, and solve the mystery through there. So yeah, I'm gonna play more of that and gonna enjoy it a little bit more at some point later on, and maybe come back and talk about some of the mysteries. But yeah, Steph, what have you been playing?
As I said earlier, a lot of what I've been playing is Minecraft again. There's nothing
Minecraft.
new. But what I've kind of set up as a server for
yes,
our little community here.
Yes.
Right now, there's only 2 of us playing on it. But I've
2
set
is
up-
more than 0.
no matter what, there's going to be at least 1.
Oh, well, yeah, true.
I know Andrea does want to come on it at some point, but I feel like Andrea and Duncan will probably come on it once other series is done.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know how long that's going to take. So it might be a long time until they come on.
Yeah,
But,
there's the creation of a series using the Sky Factory 3 set or mod pack. So
Yes. So far, I'm the expert on it because I've played it many times before.
Yeah.
So I'm letting them two do most of the stuff. I'm just trying to make sure their equipment's up to scratch. I won't go too much into that, to be honest, because it'll ruin what we've got. Actually, it'll ruin the first episode once it ever happens.
It will happen at
it's
some
happened.
time.
It's when we get around to being able to edit it.
Recorded is one thing, editing is another.
Yeah.
But it's it's your guys' baby. So, see where it goes in regards to that. Like I say, I'll keep an eye on it, maybe provide some tips
So
in the edit bit, but
right now this server's gonna stay for quite a bit. I'm not planning on restarting it or anything.
Okay.
It's just to get us all together at one point and to be able to play a game all mainly together. Because all of us basically own the game. And it's more the fact once all of us are on and we're all comfortable how to play, I'm going to keep it at the what it's on now. I will be updating it to 1.16 once that happens. But when that happens, all I will be doing is removing the Never folder. So that means we just reset the Never.
Okay.
Because the next update only affects the Never. It doesn't affect the other one. It'll only affect the Never. So I'm only going to, when I update, remove that folder. We'll basically have a new Never at that point. So that'll be the next update I have on that server. And I don't plan on updating it until quite a bit's changed in Minecraft. Or once we all agree. Because I'm trying to get something a bit like Hermitcraft, where a group of us will make episodes. We can either do episodes together, solo. Even if it's just me make episodes, and we'll all, say, we'll do this as a group. I can get another account to come in and just view it from the sky, because I can make cam accounts and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff I need to test on Minecraft, to be honest, for videos. Right. I don't have a lot of, the playback mod and everything else you can get through it, which I'm assuming is a bit like the same playback mod that you can get for other games, where you can freely move the camera around in the area.
Yeah. I mean, you were mentioning earlier on in the podcast that you said you were playing GTA 5, and that's got a director mode, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Where you can just sort of use all the NPCs to make a sort of a video.
Like a cinematic type thing.
Yeah, and I believe the Valve cinematic thing for Steam is still around somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so, you can still make stuff using Valve proprietary games.
But, now at the minute it's just me and Dan. Dan's gone to go live in a mushroom biome on his own, because nothing spawns there. He was like, well, I don't really want to play on my own, because I don't like dealing with the mobs, so I told him, okay, because I know what world we're in, I know what world seed, because I've picked everything. I handpicked all of it out.
Right.
For the whole thing of, we basically spawn on a bit of an island, and then from there we can all spread out in different directions to go where we want. I'm in a ice biome, because I've never really done ice in Minecraft, so I wanted to try that a bit more.
Fair dues.
The thing I have to start getting used to is not just going AFK randomly in the middle of nowhere.
That is just a bad thing in terms of Minecraft. Yeah.
But I have got vanilla tweaks in it. So there is add-ons. The one good thing is I've put player graves in.
Right.
It's not something that I don't know if I'll keep it once server's up, when I update the server and redo it. But at the minute we won't lose items, because all your items go in that grave, and that saves in a world basically.
Ah, right.
So you got less chance of losing items using the grave, from what I know.
Yeah. So it's sort of the middle ground between the sort of option of just keeping all items on upon death, or losing them all upon death.
Yeah. Obviously, if you have to work to get the stuff back, like as you heard before the beginning of this, I was starting to get a bit annoyed with some drown who kept killing me. as I was getting my stuff. As soon as I picked up my stuff, dead.
Oh no,
So
that's
you
proper
bastard.
Dark Souls problems, that is.
It was real bastard. And then I go back, deal with them, and it'll be the one who has the friggin' what do you call it? I forgot what they're called. Not even a spit. It's the fork.
I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Poseidon has the pitchforky thing.
Right, so what, mermaids? Trident?
Trident. That's it. Thank you. The trident he keeps throwing at me and killing me with. I don't like it. The worst thing is, which I've noticed after I died the first time, I noticed I was in basically a drowned, ruined area. So every time I go there, just shitloads of them. And I mean loads. Dear. They're all over the place. I killed quite a few of them. So I've died at a pretty distance away, so even if my stuff was loose, I can easily log back in and just go back that direction and get my stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be an issue, I hope. If it is, okay. I've got diamonds to replace it. So I'd have to find all the bamboo and everything else, which I went out to go get. But yeah, I've added some other stuff in it, but most of it's cosmetic more, like an AFK display. So if you hit tab, it'll show you who's AFK and who's not. I've added a thing called durability ping, so when your tools get to when your tools are under 2% durability, it'll give you like an achievement thing in the top corner. It'll tell you your tools are low, or your tool's about to break, basically.
Right. So you get the warning.
Yeah. I've added a thing. I'm really into the Hermitcraft scene at the minute, especially seeing that they've just started a new season. I think they started like 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people are already on like episode 4, episode 6 on it. The armor statue mod or tweak, where you can use armor stands on a special book to make. You can make more of a story, make things come more to life. So it's like, if I built a whole city, I can, instead of trying to fill it with NPCs, I can fill it with these armor stands that look like, oh look, they're going on with they won't move, but you can make it like set up somewhere like it's got a fish in its hand, and on a table in front of it, it's got a load of fish, so it's a fish salesman. You can make it come a bit more to life. It gives it more of a thing. If people are interested in it, I'd say look at Zombie Clear, the YouTuber. I'd call her like the master of this tweak. Seen that it's part of vanilla tweaks. It's not a mod. It's a tweak. But yeah, she's basically the master of it. I've not really got much else in it apart from more heads, player heads. So if I found Danny and went and killed him, I'd get his head and run away. If he doesn't kill me.
Fair.
I've got mob heads, so you can get sheep, cows. Almost every mob will drop a head now in this. At the minute, I have cod, salmon, drowned, and a pillager. I've not really killed any villagers to get a villager head, but I've got a pillager. Apart from that, I think that's mainly the interesting tweaks that I've added to it. There's not much else that are in it that's really that important, to be honest. But yeah, I'm enjoying it at the minute. I'm trying to set myself up with a farm, an auto farm for stuff. I've just literally started doing that. Like I showed you, was it this last night? My zombie?
Yeah.
Yep. I've set up that. That's basically as I found where I wanted to live, I found a zombie spawner in the side of a cliff. I was like, why is there mossy cobblestone? And just ran right over. I was like, that's the only thing I know that might be there. I don't wish it was zombie though. I wish it was a skeleton one. Be a lot better. Bones are worth more early game than zombie flesh. Don't get me wrong, at this point, because of how close I was near a village, I just went to Nether and made a brewing stand so I can get a cleric so I can start trading with villagers earlier. But yeah, there's not much else that's going on in it at the minute. I don't know what Dan's up to. I might go see what he's up to later. I don't know to go through the Nether, which would be a lot shorter distance, so I'd travel for about 6 Minecraft days to get to him.
Aye, well, you have fun with that, whatever way. So, yeah, that brings a close to what's been played. So, it is time to now move to not exactly a spot call question, but because I don't want to mess with the segments, the interstitials, it's just going to be called the spot call question.
The spot call question.
So, The big news that came out of this week, and the incident with the disease that shall not be named.
The world has been cancelled.
Yeah, basically, everywhere's been cancelled. Virtually everything has been cancelled. So, E3, biggest gaming event of the year, has been cancelled. This is followed on from the Games Developers Conference being cancelled earlier on in the month, and many more things probably going to get cancelled in regards to events with large crowd gatherings due to, the disease that cannot be named. And that sucks a little bit for people because, E3 is massive and you get a discussion of, big games. This year was supposed to be the announcement of the new generation of consoles.
To be honest,
and everything that goes on from there.
I don't think much would have been at E3, to be honest. Who was at E3 this year?
Microsoft.
Was everyone there? Or was it just Microsoft? Because things don't tend to go to it that often anymore.
Really, anyone who was there at E3 2019 was kind of scheduled to be there at E3 2020. Sony notwithstanding, but then again, they weren't there last year. Nor was Nintendo. So it'd just be the usual stuff. I mean, you would have had the day zero, as they call it, or day -1 stuff, Bethesda and EA, at places close to the convention centre, but not at E3. You then have Microsoft, Ubisoft, Devolver Digital would do their weird streaming Nintendo Direct style thing, but air it to people in the thing. And then you'd have, sort of games publishers just playing their wares and you'd have the show floor. This year, that's not happening at all. It's cancelled completely. It's not even being postponed like something like the GDC was and how other sort of conventions have sort of shifted their dates by a couple of months where possible. But the question really, and this is where the question sort of comes to it, due to the issues that have happened with the ESA, who run E3, and due to the sort of the trend of social media and live streaming events, does E3 actually need to come back? I mean...
No, I don't think it needs to be, because I'm assuming most people view it online.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, E3 is just basically people go there, test out games, sit there and listen to a bunch of people in a room.
Mm. Yeah.
Where you might as well just have an area where people just test out things and they just broadcast everything out. If it was something like that.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, it's probably cheaper overall. Think of it, if you made a giant room, just get the whole convention centre and just make it into loads and loads of, let's say, early access beta testing games, you'll probably get a better turnout for that than just people just... Because I know there's going to be bounds of fact that a lot of people go there and just go around playing the games.
Something that had happened recently due to the fact that while E3 initially used to just be a trade show, so it was only people directly in the gaming industry that were allowed to go there. The past couple of years, since sort of E3's first shutdown and then them having the E for All events and making it public, and then obviously rebranding back to E3 as a public convention, yeah, you're right, a lot more people sort of just go there to try the new games, get some swag, go to a developer they like, and cheer raucously.
Yeah, they really don't need it that much. Because, God's sake, I've never been to one. And if I want to know about it, and as long as they make it very public that these are going to be the days, let's say, while E3's on, we're going to put out these videos, or we're going to live stream this over... it could be on, let's say, the convention hall's got, like, TVs against the fucking wall, or projector. And it could be projected around the whole hall while people are sat there playing games.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be better off that way than it would be, especially with what's going on as well. So, it wouldn't really limit what's going on at the minute, but it'll stop people from being in close quarters for longer periods of time. They'll all be moving around, keeping finger. But overall, I don't think it needs to come back now. As long as they make it announcements like they normally do, a bit like Nintendo and Sony do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need E3.
Yeah. No,
And but E3 tends, what I tend to find with, especially Microsoft, and most things that are at E3, they announce things we know about already. It's like, okay, we already know this. Why are you announcing it? We knew this because you announced it 2 years ago, and now you're telling us it again.
Mm.
But now you're telling us you actually started work on it, so why the hell did you tell me 2 years ago then?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's an example, even though, let's be fair, even though a lot of us are looking forward to Cyberpunk coming out, partially a lot of that was done, through the Keanu Reeves, "You're awesome," or "You're breathtaking," or whatever it was, thing from last year's one. We had already known that Cyberpunk was coming out years beforehand. The announcement that they had was to announce the date. It was an announcement of an announcement.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, yeah, no, I understand where you are. Me, I mean, I'm more of a cynical one on this. I mean, should E3 in its current form be brought back? No. Just there's not even a sort of a thing on that. No, I think in terms of the rapid spread of media publicity in the digital age that we live in, E3 as a sort of a hype machine for people to announce stuff that they could easily announce elsewhere in the form of a Nintendo Direct or a Sony State of Play, that sort of idea. It's antiquated. That word, antiquated, whatever it is. It's old.
Yeah, but the only upside to it, because I agree with you totally. They don't need E3. There's so many ways to get stuff out there, and half the time, half it goes through it before E3 even fucking happens.
Yeah, and the cynic in me on this as well, just to say on this, E3 doesn't really announce games anymore.
No.
It announces pre-order bonuses.
Sounds more like it.
Which, and it's now gone to, it's the Oscars for games as well. It's just a sort of a bunch of developers patting their own backs and just going, look at these people. We could tell them that we would shoot their loved one in the middle of the street and they would still clap for us.
I don't think they're that bad. But yeah.
Bethesda.
Okay, yeah, they probably are.
But, and...
see, the one upside is you get to meet people who have the same interests as you. It's like any convention.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, and you'd lose that magic if you weren't able to do something like that.
The amount of people I met, not including the convention we've been with you, but at other conventions I've been to, where I've met people, and I'm still friends with them now, and it's like we met that once, and we speak to each other every now and then, we play games with each other every now and then.
Yeah.
And it's like, we talk about content of other people, because it's them that brought us to know each other.
Yeah.
That's something that you're gonna lose. Instead of everyone being able to hide behind their keyboards, their screens, and basically be cyber trolls. You never meet the real person over a computer.
Yeah,
You'll never meet them.
I guess that's a sort of a disadvantage in regards to that. I mean, there's a way that E3 could try and go along more of the... I mean, the biggest... It's weird to say, actually, earlier on in the podcast we said that E3 is probably the biggest gaming convention of the year. I'm still more on the idea, actually, I turn that around a little bit and maybe say something like PAX or EGX. They're sort of the bigger ones.
Like, I tend to find they seem to be a bit bigger than E3 half the time.
And they're able to have a show floor of games and people coming around, and yeah, sure, they can probably do the pre-orders, swag bollocks that all the other conventions do, but they then also have a community aspect and panels and stuff like that. They're not... I mean, I guess it's probably a bit unfair, because, the main priority of E3 as a game service is they are still a trade show, but they're a trade show that the public can access. And so their role and their purpose is to persuade people to buy what's coming out and to get it into their head that that's the game they want to buy. A purpose of a convention like PAX is for people to join, share stories with each other. You know,
Yeah.
meet their
contact,
fans of content
yeah.
creators that they're looking for.
Like Minecon and what's the one Warframing that does?
Tenocom.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's another one that's gone digital due to the disease that shall not be discussed on the podcast
To
either.
be honest, most of that could be digital anyway for theirs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could go Nintendo Direct, but again, they're like, fans of Warframe and Digital Extremes. And...
It's the whole meeting people that I think it's needed in this gaming community.
Yeah.
Meeting other people with the same interests, with the same game adaptation. What the hell am I on about? Meeting people with the same interests, the same game interests, the
hobbies, interests.
Yeah. You meet and then they can sometimes bring you onto other things that are new to you.
Yeah.
It's like me playing Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors and all the warrior games from that thing. There might be a game outside of this that can link into it, which I've never played, but I could meet someone through that, or meet someone who plays that, and they could tell me, oh, have you ever tried this? It's exactly like this almost, but about this instead.
Yeah.
And it will make it doesn't increase a fan base, but it increases your gaming knowledge as well as your interests in game.
Yeah.
Because it will expand your thing from, let's say, I only played shooter games, but then I found this adventure shooter game. Now I play adventure shooting games, but then because I like the adventure part of it, I'm now playing more of these other type of adventure games.
Yeah. And that
branches
is something that...
out so much. But if you're only playing things like Rainbow Six and COD, you only know people that play them.
Yeah, which is
Not
all
people...
that gets announced at E3, really. Sometimes you get the indie games, like the Devolver thing. They do very well at showing people games that would not be on their radar normally. But, other than that, E3 is like, oh, right, here's the next Watch Dogs, here's the next Halo, here's the next Assassin's Creed. Remember, this is the stuff you like because we told you that you like it.
No, you told us you liked it once, so we're going to say you liked it constantly.
Yeah.
But look, I've got games that are almost identical to Minecraft, like Card Life. Don't get me wrong, I've not played it that much. I got it in early access, but it's one of them things where I'm keeping an eye on it still. I've got it on my desktop. I might have played it once and never really done anything, but I'm still keeping an eye on it because it's got an interesting concept to it, where Minecraft's all blocks. This is meant to be like papercraft. You walk up to a tree, it's more 3D. It's basically how you would have made a tree out of cardboard. And then how they make everything else in it out of cardboard. It makes you wonder, like, how, if I could build almost identical of what I do in Minecraft in this, would it look better? Would it change anything? It's just it's like trying to find a texture pack for Minecraft that's papercraft.
Yeah. So, yeah. In conclusion, I think we're both on the idea of E3 in its current form doesn't really need to come back, because it can. What is probably the best thing is to adapt like everything else around it. Don't be a relic. At this point,
with with the way Riot's expanded, I think Riot would probably be better off making their own convention, especially with the amount of different games they've got coming out. Just make a convention. Just make like Minecon and just get. There's loads of people that stream different things for League of Legends and Runeterra and
Valorant,
TFT. Yeah, it's going to expand so much. They could once they've introduced this new stuff, they could make their own convention. Even if they called it RiotCon.
Yeah,
it's just a whole convention about Riot and the content makers that help Riot become what they are. Because then you just get big streamers on there, Twitch streamers and everything like that. You don't need a convention for something that big. E3 was something that was only needed for media. Now the fact that it'll probably be a lot cheaper and everything else just for make something that will stand out. Make freaking hell, Rainbow Six. Why don't you make the Tom Clancy conventions and just
Mm.
put that out there instead of having, we're going to make giant conventions that will try covering everything. For one, if you made a Tom Clancy one, you're going to get everyone who prefers Tom Clancy. All your Tom Clancy fans will be there. You can aim new content at them a lot easier. Instead of going, Ubisoft's going to go here and we're going to aim everything we've got at these people. Half of them people will only be there for the Tom Clancy content. Half of them would have been there for the Assassin's Creed content. The rest of them will be there to see, let's say, what's happening with the crew or whatever. I don't even know if they have the crew.
Mm.
Let me open my Uplay. Who's there for Anno?
Mm. Yeah.
The Tom Clancy is its own thing. People play the Siege. I'm pretty sure everyone who plays the Siege probably plays the Division. Will play
Some
Wildlands.
people somewhere will play Breakpoint.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But it narrows it down. It makes it easier for them to target at these people. And then all you have to do is then go invite a few handful of people to go there while you'll put them up at a hotel just for the convention days, by the way.
Mm.
And maybe pay for their flights. That is all they need to be. Everything else they have to deal with themselves.
Fair enough.
But while they're there, they can blog. I've met so many people. Well, not met, but I watch so many YouTubers and streamers that when they go to things like Minecon, to be honest, I mainly watch Minecraft at this minute, so a lot of it's Minecon. They do background blogs. The Rainbow Six the Twitch conventions for the streamers that I watch to play Rainbow Six. They do blogs there. They will push more of your stuff out than E3 ever will. And they'll probably reach a lot more of a community than E3 will. E3, people get bits. And it's the bits they want to know. While if they watch a streamer on Twitch, on a TwitchCon or Minecon or TennoCon, you can aim so much more at your target audience, the audience that's playing your game, the people
And
who
an
are
audience
keeping
that
you in a
appreciates
job, instead of getting them people who just troll it through and just go, it's this. You're gonna get the people who have put more heart into it, who believe it's worth more than what it actually is.
Yeah.
And they will push that forward so much for these content makers. They will push it so much more than just E3.
That is very, very true. And like I say, just as long as they don't go into the trap of then just becoming their ad spokespeople, it's to
me, things like this need a mixture. It's not, you bring them out to announce new stuff they're bringing forward. Like in the last Minecon, I actually remember they brought forward. We're going to now announce who won the vote. What won the vote for the next update? What won this for the next thing? It's like what cat design they want to put on Minecraft. What's going to get the next big update? And then they announce us things like Minecraft on your phone. Not Pocket Craft, but you know what I mean. The Pokemon Go version of Minecraft. I forgot what it's called.
Pokemon version of Minecraft. Minecraft Earth.
Yeah, you got Minecraft Earth, and then just with Minecraft, look how far they've expanded with just Minecon. And people go there, and that's all they want. It's gonna make it a lot better for everyone if you just get a load of game like the Clancy games and make a Clancy convention or something like that. You'll probably get a lot further.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like I say, so things should be sort of inclusive without needing to be, exploitative, which is where, like, again, the cynic part of me of E3 just sort of comes down to. They're treating them purely as a customer, and not as a fan of the gaming industry that it should be. So like we say, that's sort of where we're going on the idea that E3 is just old now, and things need to sort of change from there. And it's a shame it's took a situation like this event for them to have to think about it, but they probably would have died out themselves anyway beforehand. So, yeah. So we're going to wrap this up, because, we've got to make sure we get all our panic buying sorted. I had a nice trip today to go and get 18 bog rolls. I now need to go and get 180 more. I joke.
You don't.
I joke. I joke.
We know you're telling the truth.
Yeah, sure. So, cheers, Steph.
No problem.
And if you liked what you heard, check the descriptions on the audio or the YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, put into your playlists, do what you need to do. And we will be back next week with episode 86, where we'll hopefully
In quarantine.
be not... yeah. See, this is the advantage of doing content creation. You're already self-isolated.
I tried every day.
Yeah,
it's my goal in life.
Yeah. So until next time, please, for God's sake, get antibacterial wipes on your Roombas.
And if you've only just started washing your hands, what's wrong with you, you animal?
Yeah, that's the point. If it's taking governmental advice to wash your hands for 20 seconds, get out.
And if you're gonna do it by the ring. Do by Spice Girls.
If you want to be my lover, you gotta.
Oh, we never tried that song. I just put
No.
Spice in Your Life.
Yeah. Laters.
Later, Gators.